And the reason I'm telling you this is because what matters is how we conduct ourselves, right? It's not about our labels. It's about reaching out and collaborating, which is what Michelle Nunn is all about. Nice little transition there, right? We are blessed to have a woman of her caliber. She, as you know, has a very famous dad. Sam Nunn was a statesman back when U.S. senators used to be statesmen. We need more of that, not less of that. She graduated from the University of Virginia and got a master's in public administration from this little school up north. I think you've heard of it. It's called Harvard, the Kennedy School of Business up there. I'm not going to tell you her resume. Y'all can read that on her website. But I met her when she was starting Hands on Atlanta, down in Atlanta. And it was a collaborative. It was a volunteer clearinghouse is what I used to tell people it was. So many young people, they got out of college and they wanted to give to the community, but they didn't know exactly how to do it. Or they didn't want to join a club where they had to meet every week because their schedules were kind of hectic. She found a way to take the needs of the community where they needed volunteers and the young people who wanted to volunteer and put them together in a convenient way. How novel is that? Right? You don't have to commit to every Tuesday at 3 for the rest of your life, or you're giving up on something. If it works for you, you could go give something back. And you know how it works. When you go start volunteering somewhere, you don't want it to just be occasional, right? And so she was able to grow Hands on Atlanta, able to grow Hands on Atlanta till it was so large that this organization that the first President Bush started, called the Points of Light Foundation, it basically ended up merging. And Michelle has been the leader, the executive director of this national organization. It has over 250 affiliates, and before she stepped down, had 260,000 projects and 4 million volunteers. Think about that. Think about the work that gets done. That's the kind of leadership she wants to bring to the Senate. It's not about a label or I'm this or a partisan that. It's about finding the needs, finding the people who can meet those needs, and bringing them together. She's a fresh face. The word I like to use for her is innovative, too. She's looking for new solutions. We know what's going on in Washington right now won't work. Michelle's going to bring something different there, and she's going to bring people together. She's going to be a collaborator. If you notice, in Washington, in our elected officials on the legislative side, it looks like the women are the people who are getting together and coming up with new ideas. So let's send a remarkable woman to represent us in Washington. It's a very competitive race. Did you hear me? Can you believe that? The U.S. Senate race in Georgia is competitive. National pundits put it in the toss-up category. But 6 months ago, it was like, whoo, that's Republican. And it was like, well, wait a minute, who are they going to pick? It's a toss-up. We can win it. It's like Jason Carter's race. We can win it, right? But how do we win it? We sit back and go, hey, the demographics are better. No disrespect. It's important. You got to know your playing field. But just the demographics being better isn't going to get us there. We've got to work hard. That's why I'm so excited to see you. Particularly excited to see so many young people here tonight. And we talk about the demographics and using sophisticated technologies. President Obama is known for what he's been able to bring in terms of sophistication of data. We have to thank Governor Howard Dean as our DNC chair. He brought this national voter file together, which was the stepping stone to that. And I'm going to give you my favorite quote from Howard Dean. He said, the Democratic Party, we're the welcoming party. Think about that a minute. We're the welcoming party. That says so much. That addresses our friends who are immigrants who talked about the pain they had here tonight. We welcome that. The other side says, we got enough of us came to float the bridge, right? We're the welcoming party. And that's what we're about tonight. So, my new friend, Christian, challenged me to wear You Deserve Pie. I'm not sure why he and I wore You Deserve Pie buttons, but I decided that I should conclude by encouraging you to vote for Michelle Nunn for U.S. Senate, which I know you're all going to do, and work hard. Talk to your neighbors about we need this collaboration, we need new and fresh. but I want the people who really deserve pie to stand up for me, which are the dads who are here tonight, to celebrate you for Father's Day.